guys, it's time for Breakthrough with Coach Lew. Coming to you live from Accelerate Life University, XLR8Life.com. Coach Lew will help you break through anything that's stopping you. Are you ready to get the motivation, the energy, the life, and all the success you really want and deserve? With no further ado, here's Coach Lew.
Well, good morning, guys. Welcome back to Breakthrough with Coach Lew. It is Independence Day, guys. Independence Day, 4th of July, 2023. And it is time to take your independence to the next level. What do you think of that? Let's take a moment to reflect here. Many years ago, our country was this great unexplored land, and all of a sudden we're here and we're under tyranny and everything else, and we break free from that. That's something important to look back and go, our freedoms today were not just given. We had to work for them, which is really awesome, okay? So think about that as we round into today. This is part 4 of our series that we've been talking about, the real secret to success. And there are many secrets to success. There are many ways to get there. There's many paths, many maps, many different GPSs, probably as many as there are you guys listening today. So what we've discovered, okay, the truth of where you are. That was week 1. We discovered the truth of, hey, where am I really in life? Remember the goofy example we gave of, you got 20 grand in the bank and you're like, hey, I'm pretty stable. It's good. But you're $30,000 in credit card debt. So you're technically negative 10,000 net worth. Oh my God, right? It's all of a sudden that wake up call, that cold splash in the face of going, oh, well, I didn't really look at it that way. I just looked at it, that I have some savings, but you really don't, right? If you really had to stop and liquidate and clear it out, you'd actually owe money. And I know we use money as a quantifiable example quite often because it's easy. It's numbers, right? Okay. So then week 2, we went into, you now have a clear vision of where you want to be. Week 3, you gave yourself the permission, the green light. Now what? Okay, let's hear this again. You discovered the truth of where you were. You have a clear vision of where you want to be. You finally gave yourself the permission to do it and realize you don't have to ask anybody else. You don't have to justify it to anybody. It's your life we're talking about. Now what? Okay, you're all excited. Now what? What do we do? This is the do part. Okay, now you need the MAP, which is MAP capital. Okay, it's a map, but it's an acronym for Mass Action Plan, Massive Action Plan, however you want to term that, or your GPS, your Guidance Proven System. And you're like, no, it's supposed to be Global Positioning System. And for our purposes, it's a Guidance Proven System. And I'm going to explain a little bit. You're going to go, uh-oh, here we go, Coach. More acronyms again. Okay, don't get nervous, don't get scared, don't get overwhelmed. We're going to use these terms interchangeably, and they're really quite simple. That's the cool part of it. They're a plan to get you from here, where you are, to here, where you want to be. Okay? In other words, you're not going to be the passenger, you're the driver. You're not the passenger of the plane, you're the pilot. You're not a wallflower of your life. You are the controller of your life. You are guiding yourself. Okay, so which one is better? Okay, which is the map or the GPS? Okay, the truth is they're both two sides of the same coin, the same concept. And I'm going to explain here. They're designed to work in synergy. Even though they're kind of going to be used interchangeably and they mean basically the same thing, there's a little difference. So during the process of actually going from where you are to where you want to be, there are times you're forging and creating and chopping down your own path. And other times you're looking to somebody else who's been there to help you shortcut the time, as well as how to learn to avoid some of the pitfalls and learn some of the skills of how to do this from somebody who's already been there. So there is your difference between the map and the GPS. The map you create, okay, by massive action planning. Your GPS, you're taking somebody else's learning that's already done it, your guidance proven system. Oh, see, they've already proven how you can do it, how you can get from point A to point B. Okay, when somebody does brain surgery, they've probably learned from another doctor who's already done hundreds of thousands of surgeries, maybe, or thousands or hundreds or whatever the case is. They learned that surgery from. They didn't just carve somebody's head open and start pessing around and go, well, this is kind of what, maybe I'll try this. It makes sense? Now, if you're making a trail through the woods to jog and run on or to hike through, you might be the one out there with the machete cutting that path. You're the one creating the guidance-proven system. Because after you cut that path, you could tell somebody, if you get on here and you go to here and you follow the path, you're going to end up at Lake Nonahocha, whatever it is. All right? You see what I'm saying? They are a little different. It's the same concept. It's getting you from here to here, where you are to where you want to be. Okay? Let me give you a quick example of this. Okay? So you might have inflammation in your body. And, you heard the cold therapy works for most people. Okay, I was in the cold plunge this morning. That's why on the 4th of July, we started a few minutes late. We had a little tech issue anyway because of the fact that we switched days. There were some things I was like, oh, that's got to be changed. And if you're watching on Facebook or some of the venues, it says that this is the Green Light Go show. So you just in case you happen to see that and go, oh, I thought this is the map. It is. So it's just little things like that to set it back. But, I do cold plunges. So this is maybe a great example. But, you've heard this cold therapy works, but what do? Do you just, go jump in a bathtub full of ice for 35, 40 minutes? And no, you'll get hypothermia. You'll burn your skin if you're in just ice. See, that's where you got to go, okay, there's actually some steps to go through here. There's actually a way to do this, okay? The first thing you would do, according to our master plan, would be find out where you are currently. And when you go, what do you mean? I've never done an ice bath before or an ice plunge. Exactly. So maybe you'd want to get blood tests. Definitely talk with your health practitioner to assess whether any challenges you are facing possibly, or if they would clear you to do cold therapy or cold plunge. Now, if you're totally healthy and strong and there's no underlying health issues and they go, oh, that's woo-woo, I would talk to a different practitioner. But, if you have heart issues or something crazy going on, or you're on some kinds of medications, there could be contraindications. So you would want to, number one, your first step would be to find out where you are currently. Hey, doc, I'm thinking of doing these cold plunges. What do you think? Most doctors, unless, again, you have an underlying health issue, if they're worth their salt, would say, yes, there is a lot of benefit to this. A lot of people benefit from this. If they absolutely say, oh, no, there's no benefit to it, then I would consider another doctor. But this isn't the day to discuss that. So that would be your step one. Figure out where you're really at. Get your clearances. Okay, next you decide with, where do you want to go with this course of treatment? What's your end goal? Well, what do you want to do? Reduce pain, burn fat faster, get ready for a race that you might be doing in a cold climate, like the exhilarated feeling of getting in that cold water and what it does to your body. What's your why? Why are you doing this? What is your end goal? What do you want out of this? Okay, that's your second step. Okay. Then you would decide based on your health conditions and your doctor's clearance. And guys, I'm telling you, when it comes to something big and exercising or changing or major therapies, get your doctor's clearance. Now, if you don't like your doctor's answer, get some second opinions. But, don't go blindly Coach told me to go jump in a cold lake and, I had a heart attack because I have this underlying heart condition. These are things you want to know. That gets back to that step one. Know where you're really at. Then you want to research, okay, what do you do? What is, when is the time to start this? Now, here and now, probably. This is your permission stage. You give yourself permission to actually do this. Now comes mapping and GPS. How do I actually implement this? Do I lay on top of a bed of ice for 35 minutes? Hell no. Okay, you start seeing stuff like that on YouTube or on Facebook. Don't do it. All right, there's really some pretty good guidelines to what to do, and there's people that are really extreme, and then there's people that use this as a good therapy. But just let's get back to our example. Okay, so on your map, you decide where to begin. On maybe the left side of the page, you make a little box. Here's where I'm at. Cleared by doctor. Ready to feel better. Sick and tired of aches and pains. Whatever it is, want to get ready for this race in the mountains. Number 2, you research what's your best product to suit your location, your needs, and your budget. Okay, and I'm using an example of ice plunges, and the budget ranges from really affordable to really screwbally high. You can go buy yourself a $60,000 cryotherapy machine if you really want, but I wouldn't do that for under a couple hundred. You can have an ice bath that really works. I'll tell you about that a little bit later. Okay, number 3, you're going to research the people that are already doing this. Not listening to those that say, oh, you're crazy. I would never do that. That's so stupid. Oh, my God. And they're fat and achy and tired all the time. And they always go, well, I wish I felt better. Oh, my God, look at that guy over there. Why is he so happy and healthy? Look at that gal. Why does she look so hot and so great? So, yeah, listening to your healthcare professional if there's any contraindications, yes. But don't listen to your friends that tell you it's stupid or you're crazy or you're stupid because you won't do something that might be amazing for you. Learn the details, though. How cold? What temperatures? How often? When? What time of day? And so forth from the people that are already getting the results you want. The people you go, I want to be like Joe over there. He's on fire. He's energetic. He's having a good time. And not like the people who are dragging ass all day long. Okay, so what just happened there? Well, all right, we're live. Okay, shoo! Why'd you do that? Okay. All right. Let me know you guys are on this morning, if you would, for me, please. All right, we just had a little thing that I'm just questioning if it's working this morning. All right, so check it from the people, model the people you want to get the results that they're getting. Then you order the best setup for you. And this sounds like a lot of steps, but this can all happen within a day or so. What's the best setup for you? Is it an expensive setup? Are you sure you're going to follow through with this? I personally use a setup that I just recently got that's amazing. My progression of it was I used to fill up this big tub thing with handles, put ice and water in it, stick my face in it after the shower, and then go back in the shower and dump it over me. That was a nice splash. But it was time to step up. So order what's best for you. I would probably err on the side of being a little more thrifty than spending thousands of dollars until you know something, whether it's an ice bath, whether it's anything else in life. Get in and do it rather than, get a huge investment and it becomes a piece of equipment sitting in a corner, just like any exercise equipment. I'd rather you order a cheap set of dumbbells initially rather than spend thousands, because $1,000 dumbbells don't get you fit any quicker if you don't use them. So then you plan the time, the duration, and the frequency that would be best for you. And we can talk about that if you happen to be into the cold plunging. I would love to see you do it because I think it would be beneficial. So then you stick to your plan along the time. You journal your results. How are you feeling? What are you getting? Because a lot of times you might start to drift off of realizing what it's doing for you. And this isn't only ice baths. It's an example again. This could be anything in life that you want to do. Make necessary adjustments. Step 7, and make sure you're on track. If you're feeling pretty good and that inflammation's going down in the hand and you're doing this 3 times a week and it's just not quite going away, but it's improved a whole lot, maybe add a 4th day a week. Make it sustainable. You're not going to be maybe doing ice baths 5 times a day. I don't think that's, number one, necessary. But you got to work. You got to live. You got kids. You got families. You got whatever. You got dogs to take care of. If you don't have kids, whatever the case is, or lizards. I'm being facetious here, but you got to make sure it's sustainable. Number 8, when you say you're going to do it, do it. Do not negotiate or procrastinate. Okay? So when I get up in the morning, I'm just going to give you a little personal. Get up, I do my celery juice, my lemon water. Bounce on the rebounder, I do yoga. I throw my swimsuit on because my cold plunge is out in the back porch and we have windows everywhere. Not that we have a lot of people in back, that see, but, unlike the sauna, which is in a private room in the house, and it doesn't matter if there's clothing on, I think it's probably a good idea to throw the quick swimsuit on. So I go out there, I set the timer, I put on some kick butt rock and roll music. I hit start on the timer and I don't sit there and go, ooh, and tiptoe over to it and go, okay, let me touch it. No, make sure I look at the thermometer, make sure we're cold enough. I step in, whoosh. I just do it. I do not negotiate. I could sit there and try to go in a little bit at a time and dip in like you see the kids at the beach getting in the water and then the wave hits them. And no, the person that wants to really go swim in the ocean runs out there and whoosh, jumps in and goes. And you don't have all that time to negotiate and procrastinate and get all upset about it. Once you're in, whammo, I'm feeling like $1,000,000. Your breathing slows down, you calm, you get crystal clear. And the less you move in a cold plunge, the less you feel the cold on your skin. When you're moving around, you get chilled more to where you might go, ooh, I get the goosebumps and the chillies. If you stay really still, it's good emotionally for you, but it also provides all the good. Then you get out, after your time, however long you're pushing for. Right now, I'm between 5 and 7 minutes and between 48 and 50, mid-50s. You don't have to be sub-zero ice, jumping into a barrel of ice. You find out what's going to work for you. I want what's going to work. If it's, the colder it is, it seems the better it works to a point. And the less time I got to be in. And due to the fact that my time is very limited for a lot of extra stuff, I look and go, okay, I'll adjust. But I'm not here to teach on that. I'm going to do a segment on that because I think it's important on our health side. But this is just an example, okay, for you. By the way, I have links set up at the bottom. I'll have them for the cold plunge that I found super affordable. Under $200 for a great portable cold plunge that really works. And, the other ones, the entry-level ones, are like $1,200 to $1,500. Some of them are $4,000 or $5,000, and I don't think that it really is any different. I am ordering the chiller for mine, keep it cold, so I don't have to keep adding ice. That's a more of a time and obnoxious thing, and it'll pay for itself in no time because, with the amount I'm spending on ice. But regardless, I have a really good one that I'm going to recommend to you because it's inexpensive, under a couple $100 to get going on cold plunges, which I highly recommend. Where the hell do you think I get my energy from? Okay. All right. So, again, if you're going to try it, if you want to do a cold plunge, I think this is great. Try mine. Please use my links. I am an affiliate for them, but that's not why I do it. It's not why I do the cold plunge, not why I bring it to you. It's the best deal I found out there that's a good quality product. So, I would certainly start with the ice pod before you jump into anything more expensive. Don't overspend. It does the same thing. It's very functional. You can always upgrade later, but frankly, I'm sticking with my ice pod for now. Okay, back to work, kids. All right, enough commercial there. No, not really, but I'm excited about this. I want to share more about it, but this show is about the map, not the ice pod. So, in summary, creating the map can be as easy as drawing it out on a piece of paper, a napkin. Okay, or you can get very intricate with graphing it on mind mapping software and creating mind maps. You can even do that on Canva. If you've got Canva, you can create your own mind maps and timelines and everything that are pretty and cool, or you can sit down with a pen and paper. I personally use OneNote because it allows me to draw, type, insert pictures, links, everything else. So it's like a blank page canvas. And by the way, OneNote's free. You get it from Microsoft. I don't get a commission on that. God forbid Microsoft would pay us anything. No, just kidding. But seriously, it's awesome. What I do use with that is the Key to Success Planner that we've mentioned before. That way I have all my planner templates, and it's all, like literally a digital full planner with all kinds of goal setting stuff in that. It's friggin' amazing. I'll leave a link to that too, because that's another inexpensive tool that, you can have. The key to it is, the thing with OneNote too, is everything you do, you access on all your devices, your cell phone, your pad, whether you're Apple or Windows, and your computer. So if you make a mind map on your pad, you can pop it up on the computer when you're working and see it. And I'm using mind map for basically timeline of your map here. But I like the mind mapping stuff, where you have the different circles and all that. But, really, I'm a very visual person, but I can do the same thing on a piece of paper. I have notebooks sitting on my desk, even though I have the ability to go on my OneNote and draw on it and everything else there. I still sometimes write it on pen and paper too. All right, so the key to succeeding is having the ability to lay your hands on and access your tools and your map to follow to get there quickly and efficiently, and use your GPS, which is provided by somebody else's previous knowledge, to get there in the most efficient way. I mean, it's great to learn. And my dad used to say to me all the time, why don't you learn from my mistakes rather than having to make them yourself? Now, I've got a two-sided sword to that one. The one side would be, okay, Dad, I get you, I understand, but sometimes you got to experience something yourself. Sometimes when you make your own your own mistake, that's fine. Now, I find most often it is better learned from somebody who's been there before and made the mistake for you so that you don't have to. The older he got, the smarter the old man got. I'll tell you what, Dad was not a cuddly, lovey daddy, carry me around, put you on the shoulders type of daddy like I was. Dad was I'm going to teach you something. I'm going to teach you things that are going to carry you through life. So I got to be the best of both. Thank you, Dad, for teaching me how to make sure that I taught the kids, but also how to make them feel a little bit more loved. And I don't say that. I know he loved us, but I'm saying he was not an affectionate. He was he was an immigrant. He was adopted. He was an orphan, at 3 brought over here, it's a rough start. So he didn't want that for any of us. So his only way he knew how to do that was work and share knowledge, which was cool. Okay. So anyway, enough on Dad. Thankful for him, and I'm thankful for my mom, her ups, downs, and sidewayses too. That's why I don't drink today. I'm really not a drinker because of Mom's issues. But these are things, and I use those as examples. I love them both. Would not be the person I am if it wasn't for some of the challenges it presented in the growing up years. But my point is, they gave me a GPS, not necessarily the way to go all the time. GPS also tells you the way not to go. Then you meld that together and you become the best version of you. All right, so let's review this map and GPS creation one more time. We need to do it very methodically and not using necessarily an example, okay? So get pens, pencils out. This will be on the site anyway. On the replay, it'll all be listed out. Number 1, set your starting date. When are you starting? How about today? You might go, well, in your example, Coach, I don't have the thing and I don't have the doctor's. Make your appointments. Do your research. Start doing that today. Okay, so you don't always just immediately jump in. It's like starting a business. I'm going into business. Okay, well, you don't necessarily just start today and all of a sudden you've got this huge brick and mortar business and employees and everything by tomorrow morning, unless you buy an existing business. But you would start doing your research. You would start building. You would, register your business name. You could do all that today. Okay, even on the 4th of July, you could do some of that. All right, set your starting day. Okay, when is today the best time to start something new? What's the old adage? Repeat it with me. I'm sure you know it. When was the best time to plant a tree? Well, 10 years ago, of course. When's the next best time? Today. Okay? Don't let 10 more years of your life go by, 10 more minutes, 10 more days without taking a stand and taking the action and doing and getting the life you want. All right? People are dropping like flies, guys. I mean, I think you can see it. Everybody's posting, oh, my friend died, my family member died. People, there's no guarantees. So live the life you deserve now, here and now. Let's go. All right, number 2, write down at the beginning, where are you today? All right, in this scenario, put a little box. I am today. Here's where I'm beginning. Start, whatever starting line, however you do it. Then write it down. I am starting today in my health journey, and draw a box around it. I am starting today in my financial journey. Draw a box or a circle around it. At the opposite end of the page or your screen, however you're doing this, write down where you want to be. Okay, I'm negative $10,000 in equity in my life today. I want to be $110,000 ahead of the game by the end of the year. Okay, put a box around that. Number 4, this is a hard one. Draw a line between where you are and where you want to go, very straight. Get a ruler out to do this. Now, you don't want to have any jagged little pieces because life never moves. It's a straight line, right? I don't care how jagged your line is, guys. It's going to be jagged during the journey. Okay? All right, so draw that line, and right below that line, you're going to write the time frame to achieve the goal. Is it months, weeks, years? It's all different. And see, the thing is you're going to have some goals that are going to be annual goals that are then going to have some monthly goals to get you there, weekly goals to get you the monthly goal. This is going to become, and I recommend a whiteboard or a pin-up board where you can put all this stuff up, or use mind mapping software. I don't have one of those to recommend to you, by the way. You can find those anywhere, and you can just build them on Canva, whatever you want to do. I might even build one and you put it on the site for you. So you got kind of somewhere to start with this stuff. But, they vary depending on the complexity of the goal and your outcome, where you want to be. And you notice I use outcome and goal very interchangeably, because outcome is really where you're going. A goal is oftentimes things, okay? Oh, I want to make $1 million. But what's that going to give you? Oh, freedom. So what's your real goal? Your real outcome is freedom, but your goal is $1 million to get there. Now, unfortunately, some people set a goal of $1 million, make $990,000 and feel like they failed, while the other person goes, well, I set a goal of 100,000 and I made 101 and I won big time. I exceeded it. You got 990? You got 101. Who won? It's not a matter of winning and losing, but it's a matter of your own terms. But don't go small. It's better to go really big and get really close than it is really small and exceed by a little bit, if that makes sense. Okay, number 5, back on course here. Break that timeline up into sections to represent the days, weeks, months, or years according to how your outcome frame is here. If it's, in 1 week I want to do X, Y, Z, then you're going to break it up into a 7-day. What do I need to do each day? Okay. If it's weeks, in 6 weeks I want to lose 50 pounds, boom, 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 break it up like that, okay? And you can make little sub boxes and all kinds of really intricate stuff of action items and stuff. Don't get caught up in, there's more to it than I got room for. I don't care how big you make this map. I don't care how many levels deep you go of, okay, I need, this is the exercise, but then 3 days a week I'm going to do this one, make it like little branches I'm going to do cardio 2 days a week. I'm going to do strength. You can get as intricate as you want with this. And if you need some coaching, we can set up a coaching session and actually design a map together. So let's get back on track, though. All right. So now in boxes above and below the timeline, because you're going to want to have room to really, you might have a lot of action items. Put your action items during the appropriate time frame of the line on the timeline. So you might say, well, the entire time I need to be doing something. Well, go higher above, make a box that says, morning routine every day during this time frame, because that's something you're going to do every day, maybe to help get you to that outcome. So you don't want to make 31 little boxes if you're doing this for a month. Then down from there, you go, okay, twice a week I'm going to be doing cardio. So you put that in during the time frame. So you get a map, a literal map and a mind map of what you're going to be doing so that you can visualize it, number one. Number two, you can measure. I'm getting ahead of myself on that. I'll tell you about that in just a second, but I'm going to show you how you measure your progress. Okay? So now you have it. It's really not that hard, guys. And then number 7, again, and this is the best one, take action now. Start doing something. Never leave the sight of a goal or putting down, writing out an outcome without taking the first steps immediately. First action, 1, 2, or 3 actions right here and now. And you might say, but I can't do really anything till I buy this piece of equipment or whatever. Okay, well, sit down and order it right now. When we get off the show, put in the order for that piece of equipment. It might take a few days to get to you. What can you start doing during those few days? Well, I don't know. Could you watch some tutorial videos on how to operate that piece of equipment? Work on your plan, your timeline? Yes, you could, even without the piece of equipment to get started. See, this is what I'm talking about. Start now, immediate action. If you do not take action on your outcomes or your goals within the first 24, your chances go down by 90% that you're going to reach or hit that goal or even think about it next week. If you do action right away, you totally flip the equation there. You have a 90% chance of succeeding more than you do and a 10% chance of failure. If you do nothing for the first 24, you have a 90% chance of failure. How's that sound for numbers? You want numbers? You want accurate things you can measure? There it is. All right, number 8, below your timeline. This is what I was alluding to a minute ago. Set up a progress bar that you can color in your progress to see as you're tracking, your percentages. How, I want to lose 20 pounds in, 4 weeks. All right, well, it's week 1. I've lost 5 pounds. So you're 25% there. It's not hard. This isn't, rocket science how to color in that frame. If you're not there, you got to adjust a little bit, okay? Remember, make this fun. Because your life's important and it should be fun. If it's fun, you're going to follow through. You're going to do more of it. Number 9, adjust as necessary if you notice you're not on track. Now, I say this cautiously to adjust if you're behind the times. If you're ahead of the game, that is not the time to sit back on your laurels and go, oh, I can screw off a little bit. It's a time to hit the accelerator even harder because when you're ahead of the game, get that momentum, go forward. Get ahead. Wouldn't it be cool if you had a 30-day goal and you hit it in 27 days or exceeded it? Rather than, go, all right, I'm getting close. I'm ahead of the game, so I'll take a few days off and slack off and not eat right or not do this. And next thing you know, you're behind the 8 ball. You're stuck. You're going, oh, crap, something came up. Now I don't have time to, see, this stuff doesn't work. Yeah, when you're ahead of the game, hit the accelerator harder. Because I'm going to tell you, there's always going to be challenges that are going to come up. All right, so are we ready to do this? Guys, this has been an amazing day together on the 4th of July. And you might ask, Coach, why did you pick to do the show on the 4th of July? Well, actually, there were several reasons. Number 1 was there was a schedule conflict yesterday. I would have had to change the time, which may have been cost prohibitive, but costs us viewers But the other thing is, yesterday was hectic for everybody. If you did have to work or open your businesses, because we started Monday, have to get everything done for Monday and Tuesday because we're off again. The other thing is a lot of people are off today that weren't yesterday, so we got more people able to watch. Please let me know. And I put a poll out, and I don't know if and it was only on my Facebook page. I don't know if it actually went out, but talk to me about the time. Is 8 a.m. a good time for you to be live on Coach Lew, Breakthrough with Lew on Monday mornings, or would 7:30 or 7 be better? Just communicate with me. I'm not sure if we're changing the show time. I want to serve you guys the best I can. So I want to see in the overall, I know there's always going to be one person that says, I said he should change it to this, and he didn't, so he doesn't care about me. That's not the case. It's kind of the overall viewership. How can I serve everybody the best? And what's really cool is you can always watch the replays at accelerate.life.com. That's the neat part, is you don't have to. If you can't make it live, you're not going to miss out on any of this interaction and training. Okay? So it has been absolutely amazing together today, guys. I think this is probably one of the best shows we've had in a while, and trainings. It's where the rubber meets the road, okay? Next week, I'm going to share something with you. It's going to be mind-blowing. And it's going to tie all these past lessons together in a way that you can implement this so easy that you don't have to add more work onto your day. Let me tell you, we got enough going on right now that we don't want to always be adding more work. Okay? Now, remember, please use my affiliate links below to order your cold plunge or your key to success planner. I am an affiliate. I do get a small commission. Helps keep the show on the air. And share this lesson, please. Well, no matter what venue you're watching me on, share this with anybody that you think could use these tools. This isn't a keep coach to myself kind of thing, so I can get tools that nobody else has. How about sharing this? Because this makes our world, our communities, our families better. If you are in a better place and you're doing better and you're progressing, and your neighbor is too, and everybody's better understanding themselves, is that not something to be shared in a better world? This isn't like I've got some big business secret that's going to teach you, that's not available to anybody else. This is available to everybody. This is not, I didn't create motivation. I didn't create mapping your successes. I didn't create goal creation, processes in themselves. I just learned and took the best tools that I learned and designed them in a way that I can bring them to you that are simple, effective, and will get you there without a lot of BS and without trying to do it in a way where we sell you our software or our this or that. Yes, I recommend some products and some things that I believe in wholeheartedly that'll help you progress in life. And please, please, please use my affiliate links. If you're going to buy the cold plunge anyway, why not use my links? And by the way, I think you get $10 off your order if you order through my link on top of it. So it's my present to you. Rather than making more on the affiliate, I'll give a little bit back to you to do that. But why not use Key to Success? Wow, it rocks. I use it. And even if Brandon didn't have an affiliate program when I started using it. And I was like, dang, dude, you need to do this. I really would like to share this with everybody, and I'll share it anyway, but I'd like to help it fund the show too. And sure enough, now we got an affiliate program. And it's not much, but you're not going to pay more. It's not like multi-level where you got to order this, you got to order that, and you got, and the product is great, but it's 8 times more expensive because 8 people got to get paid. It's not like that. All right? So remember something and take this to the bank. I never endorse or recommend anything that's not something I'll use myself or do use. And I'll never recommend anything based on being an affiliate rather than recommending the best. And it's not based on commission for me, guys. It's the usefulness to you. If I bring something to you, it's amazing. You notice I don't have 800 products on our site to buy. We're not trying to be Amazon. but I want to bring the best of the best to you. So cold plunges, highly recommend them. Saunas, highly recommend them. If you're on a sauna, let me know. I got the best of the best for that too. I am an absolute nut about saunas. Now, I used to go to Perspire. It was a sauna facility, which was amazing. They were great. They were clean. They were amazing place, amazing staff. Problem was I had to drive to get there, take the time there, pay a monthly fee. And I was like, you know what? If I just buy a sauna, it's going to pay for itself in less than like 18 months and I'll have it forever. So I always try to get you the best idea in the long term. What is going to serve you the best? What's going to serve you the best is right here and now. Start creating your maps for everything you want because you got the tools. Even if you didn't see next week's show, which will be back on Monday, by the way, even if you didn't see next week's show with this big secret of how it all fits together, you now have the tools. But I highly recommend being on next week because that is going to just make it simple. It's going to make it easier. It's going to make it much more autopilot. And it isn't something you got to buy. It's a mindset. Cool. All right, guys, thank you so much. Happy 4th of July. Happy Independence Day. Be absolutely blessed. Be thankful. Be grateful for what you got. Protect your freedoms at all costs. Do not give up your freedoms. Okay, remember this. You know, everybody's got their causes and everything, and we want to make the world better. But do not give up your freedoms in the process of anything. Because when you do that, history has shown that you will get run over and people will take advantage when you give up your right to freedom. And there are factions out there that'll do that. And we don't want it. We want to be free. Stay free. Honor your first responders. Honor your police, your rescue personnel, your army, your doctors, your people who are in the front lines of taking care of you. And I say that cautiously with doctors, not the ones that have other agendas, but the doctors that truly care about their patients, your nurses, your first responders. You know, take a moment to thank your people that keep you free, keep you safe, keep you healthy, and are on the front lines of this. Not the people sitting up in a padded Washington office somewhere claiming they have your best interest. I'm talking to your people on your streets, around you, in your community. Reach your hands out. Give a hand up. Don't hand out. This isn't the world of handouts, guys. But give a hand up. Give an encouraging word. Give an ear. Give a moment of listening. Give a meal to somebody who's hungry. Not $1 to somebody so they can go buy drugs, but give a meal to someone who's hungry. Give a bottle of water to someone who's dehydrated. Make you feel good. All right, guys. Absolutely be blessed. Really can't even say how much I appreciate each and every one of you. Live with faith, energy, passion. Always live your dreams. See you on next week's show, guys. Happy 4th of July.
Ready to take it to the next level? Tune in to XLR8Life.com for our live shows, encore presentations, life-changing courses, and live coaching with Coach Lew himself. As Coach Lew always says, live with faith, energy, love, passion, and always live your dreams.